Hey everybody, Toaster back here with another Ace Tanker replay, this time in the T69. I borrowed Combat's account again and playing with his tanks. I did not like the T69 when I first played it, but I do like it now. I run food on it because it's an American tank, and unless you get shot in the back, you're not likely to get set on fire. So let's go ahead and get the replay started, and we'll talk a little bit about the tank. It's the T69 has it's got a kind of a bulbous turret, kind of like the T54E1 after it, and so these corners. Quit moving your turret, Tony. Okay, these corners here are really susceptible to pen. So, anyway, as is most of it, and it's got the standard rounds are only 181 pen, which is why we carry a lot of gold rounds. We meaning I carry a lot of gold rounds in it. I see this Lorraine is trying to make a play up here, and what he doesn't know is I'm going to track him in the open. And so we're able to put in 4 shots and all 4 pins, and so that's fantastic. Now, when you're fighting stuff that's higher tier than you, generally you're going to want to load heat because it does have 250 heat, which is pretty nice. And so we're just waiting for this Yag Tiger to fire and for our reload, and he has thought better of it. We're able to get a penning shot into him, and just playing slow. You know, we're mid-tier, but this thing, I mean, 960 alpha is the total alpha. Your package 240 a shot. I think it's 2 seconds between shots, but it looks like that CDC is not going to come back out. So we're going to try and make the cross here, and that actually works out really nice because we've got a T30 that's sitting there, and of course you wish you had a full clip there, but so we've pinned every shot, which is very unusual with the standard rounds, but the T30 has a terrible hole, so you know, there's that. So just like any other autoloader, it's patience is the key. So this is a risky poke, somewhat risky, I think. So we've pinned every one of our standard round shots. We're going to miss the next 2, and that's okay. As you can tell, the gun handling is not fabulous. So just like any other game, we're up to 2,000 damage, which is already a good game for a tier 8 tank, but just like any other game you play in an autoloader, it's going to be very bursty, and we've been fortunate to hit a bunch of shots. I was thinking of going to the cap because it seems like our team is not interested in going to the cap or defending it, but apparently it does get defended. So the other thing is there's no arty, if you've noticed, and with no arty, it's so helpful because you can get up on hill and do things that you normally would not be able to do. So we're just hunting for damage. There's not a huge amount of damage potential. We fluff that shot because we do have to aim with this gun. It's even with vert stabs, it's pretty bad. So I don't know why this T30 is sitting sideways, but we take a snap in hopes of getting some more damage. We do get 1 shot out of that. So just poking the cap, trying to see what we can find, and of course that Yag Panther is aimed at me. We're perma spotted here, so staying there and poking there is a bad idea. but we do end up, I'm watching for that Yag Panther to see if he's got a shot on me, and he does not. So because of the roundedness of the turret, it is fairly bouncy. And at this point, I know the game's pretty much over, right? So we're able to catch this CDC out. And we pen 4 shots, that's 3,300 damage. And now we're on a reload. And I don't know what this T95 did, but I notice that he's perma-tracked. And so I would like to help him, even though I'm not completely reloaded yet. And it's the end of the game. So I successfully push him off, and I'm able to get a shot in. And I fluff this thing. You can see on the move, not so good. So that's the end of the game, basically. We ended up with 3,700 damage and 1,295 spotting, so that's about a 5K game. So let's go ahead and look at the after action report, and we'll see it. Okay, here we are at the end results, and you see we get an Ace Tanker. We did damage to quite a few tanks, did some module damage, mostly tracking. We ended up with 1,390 base XP, which is a pretty high amount. 3,793 damage, 3 kills, top of the team by quite a ways, 500 points. And of course, Combat has a premium account, so he made 4,500 credits off of my blood, sweat, and tears. We fired 23 shots, hit 20, pen 16. That's actually pretty high for this tank. And as I mentioned before, we had 1,295 assistance damage. This was with a premium account, 2,085 XP. So it's a pretty good tank if you play it right, but it's very difficult to play. It's not the fastest thing, and the pen is pretty low, so you need to spam some heat. You need to be willing to play patiently, and in order to get an Ace Tanker. And with the current matchmaking, you're seeing a lot of tier 10s. It is a real pain to play in a tier 10 match, even with 250 heat pen. It's tough because you may only pen 2 shots. One other thing I forgot to mention is if you watch the replay again, which you might want to, I don't always fire all of my shots, and that's because I don't want to take a shot from a T30 or even a Centurion 7.1 because it doesn't have a huge amount of hit points. So it's kind of a lesson in how to play autoloaders a little bit. I'm not perfect at playing them, but anyways, just thought I would mention that. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be coming out with more tank videos soon, so subscribe if you'd like to. And also hit that like button if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, the dislike button's right over there. And we will catch you next time.